2 summers ago, I did the Camino de Santiago, a walking pilgrimage through Spain following the footsteps of St. James. We did about 200 out of the 500 miles, and I was with a group of college students and missionaries. I made the rule for the group that every day we do the first 2 hours in silence. Why did I make this rule? I don't know, but I was feeling it by day 3. I was frustrated and everything was annoying me. People's backpacks, walking sticks, the sound of the birds, it all just frankly was driving me nuts. After about 7 days, I started to lean into the reality that I was on this pilgrimage and God wanted to speak to me. At the end of the trip, I remember talking to the group and telling them that it was those 2 hours every day that I found the greatest joy and the greatest peace. After finally surrendering to the reality that God had me here in Spain and that He wanted to speak to me, peace started to rush into my heart, and I was able to hear Him more clearly. And maybe you feel like this today. Maybe the reality of COVID-19 and the world that we're living in is just bringing up a lot in your own heart. But I want to invite you into 3 things. And the first is to spend more time with God. This is not a mistake that Jesus has us all here for a certain reason. And at the end of this, who do you want to be? I pray that you are more the women and men that God is calling you each to be. But I want to invite you also into this time to really draw deeply into your relationship with Jesus, to maybe spend more time in prayer, to incorporate a rosary into your day, to watch virtual Mass, these things that will really help us to fall more in love with God at the end of all of this. Because we would hate to come out the same person that we started the pandemic as. So see it as an opportunity to live kind of like a monastic lifestyle, one disciplined in prayer and a routine, and just more time with Jesus, because He wants this time with you and He wants you to grow in your relationship with Him. So spend more time with God. The second is to spend more time in relationships. And God has us each living under the roof with people that we love. Maybe that's our family, our roommates, our spouse, our children. And we want to make sure that we're putting these relationships first. It could be super tempting to fall right into the virtual world of Zoom and FaceTime and Instagram and to spend all of our time there, totally checked out from the people that God has placed before us to love. I know for me, my roommates have been some of the greatest teachers for me. They've taught me how to love, and they've pointed out the places that I'm bad at loving, but I'm grateful for them. And so I offer this as an invitation for you to really spend time with those that you're living with. Maybe add in an extra meal together to spend time. Go for more walks, or sit around at night and answer how you're doing. What's God bringing up in your heart, and where do you want to keep growing? So spend time with God, spend time in relationships, and the third is to spend time healing. I have a good spiritual mentor who always reminds me that the things in my life that are not transformed will often be transmitted. And isn't that so true? The things in my life, the past pain and suffering and areas in my heart that I want to run from, I'll probably pass them on in future relationships or in my life in some way or shape or form if I don't allow Jesus to really come in and meet me there. So use this time as a great opportunity to maybe start counseling for the first time or to join a 12-step meeting. I know many 12-step groups are joining virtually online, on Zoom, and in the virtual world. So avail yourselves of these resources to grow and to allow yourself to be touched by the Father in a deeper way, because He wants to meet you there. And He will make all things new. So many blessings on this pandemic time, and we're praying for you. God bless.